Okay, here's a video on how to glue your projects once you have pre-drilled and screwed all of your pieces in. Now this is a sample, so you'll notice I'm missing a piece over here on the right, and this one here has a missing screw, and these screws are the incorrect ones, but this was a previous project, so don't use these screws because then your shelf will not sit flush or flat onto the wall when you hang it. So in order to glue it, first you need your glue bottle, and remember this glue bottle needs to be closed when you're done, so this cap needs to come here. To open it, you just pull it out here. If there is some tight or some dry glue on the end of this, then you just peel that off. It's actually kind of fun. And now you're ready to glue. So we're going to remove the middle piece. You don't have to remove the screws all the way. Okay? And for this middle one, you're going to apply glue only on the middle of the shelf. So I'm going to take my glue. The difficulty with glue is not putting too much, but putting enough. It's a perfect balance here. So you're just going to take that glue and go right down the middle of your shelf. You can spread it with your finger. Glue won't hurt your finger, it peels off later, or you can wash it off, whatever you want. But you don't want to goop it on, because then it's just going to be dripping down the front of your shelf, and you're going to have to go and clean that up after. But all of the material that you're touching should be covered with some form of glue, so there shouldn't be any dry spots. So then I'm going to align these lines again, and now I'm going to drive my screws back in. Don't drive them too far or it strips the screw, doesn't seal down. Now for the other ones, we want to actually glue the edges together as well. So edge to edge, edge to edge, edge to edge. When you're gluing an edge to edge, so for example on this one, we wouldn't put glue on this edge because we don't need glue out here. So as you're removing it, you're only going to be putting glue on one edge of each of these pieces, plus on the back of the shelf piece. You put glue on the shorter piece or shorter edge that's touching the longer edge. So for example here, we would only put glue on this shorter edge, not on this longer edge where these two come together, because we don't need glue out here. So I will show you that. I'm going to remove this. Again, you don't have to pull the screws all the way out. So now I can remove the shelf. So again, I'm going to be putting glue on the shelf just like the previous one. Okay, but on this one, I'm also going to be putting glue along this edge because this is the shorter board where these two connect. I am not going to put it on this edge because I don't need glue out here and I don't need glue down here. So what I like to do is come in about a ½ inch from the end. Don't go all the way to the end because then it spills out. And I just go right down the middle. And I'm going to stop about a ½ inch. Then I'm just going to spread that out to that point. And now we have glue here on the back of the shelf, glue on this edge, the shorter edge. I'm going to line this up so glue doesn't go everywhere. Line my two lines up. That's going to line my holes. I'm going to press down, press tight to join these two edges here. Screw it back down. And now I have these two glued to the shelf and to each other. So the same process. I'll do one more. So put it here on the shelf. Again, I would come in about a ½ inch. Then I'm going to go here on the shorter edge. I for sure don't need any out here. I'm not going to spread it this time. I'm going to line up those holes or those lines, Press down, press tight. The same process will continue over to the right side, the same that we did to the left. As you're letting this dry, you want to make sure that these pieces here are flush, which means your nails should not catch on that. So I would put those, so now it's flush, and this is flat as it goes across. So you continue it on there. Once you're done, you're going to flip this over, loosen it from here, and you're going to check. So for example, right here, I have glue. So I'm going to get one of the blue chisels, and I'm going to scrape that clean, because if you don't, then the stain won't work. And I'm going to take that, then once it's scraped all off, and wipe it on just a scrap piece of wood from the trash. Get a wet paper towel and wipe away any extra glue that you see. Check to make sure there's no glue here, on the top, anywhere that you can see. So if you look down here, there's also some glue. So check all those places. And then let it dry, finish sanding, and you are ready to stain.